Today we are going to talk about a very interesting topic. Today's topic is immigration. The question is for today, when is immigration helpful to a country? But previous to that, I would like to ask you, for you, what is immigration? Mirel, what is immigration?
Is when people have to leave her own country
When,
and stay in another because maybe they need another change of her life. Of, I don't know.
yes, it's when people go to another country because of their situation. Excellent. All right, Mirel, thank you very much. Mirel,
Yeah.
who's next? Please tell me, who's next?
Um, Juan,
All right,
please.
thank you. Okay.
Immigration for me is when any people coming in Ecuador. For example, the Venezuelan peoples are entering in Ecuador.
That's it. Because of the situation in their country.
Yes.
All right, thank you, Juan. Juan,
Okay.
please, who's next?
For example, Leonardo.
Thank you.
Okay.
Well, for me, the immigration is the movement of the people from their country of origin to another country. That's all.
All right, thank you very much, Leo. Leo, who's next?
Next is Archimedes.
Thank you.
Good night, everyone.
Good evening. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you, Maggie. And you?
Excellent. I'm fine, thank you very much. You know what? We are talking about my immigration. What's your opinion? What is immigration for you, Archimedes?
For me, is I think that when the people move from your country to another country around the world, or maybe between two countries.
Hey, that's it. All right. Thank you very much, Archimedes. So, who's your victim? Who's next?
My victim, I think that my victim maybe Leonardo.
Leonardo has already spoken. You know who's missing?
Okay,
Luis.
Mirel.
Missing.
Yeah.
Mirel also, but Luis is missing.
Luis.
Yeah, right.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thanks to you.
Thank you, Kimis. Yes, and I consider this is a phenomenal natural of people change countries for different purpose. And in Mexico is very common that people immigrate to United States.
That's it. It is very common. All right,
Yes.
thank you very much. Luis, what do you think about listening to Alejandra? All right?
Yes, it's missing Alejandra?
Yeah, Alejandra is missing. She has
Okay.
already logged in. Ale, hello. Alejandra. Well, she has just logged in, so maybe she's yet fixing the microphone, the audio, everything. Okay, so let's wait for her to be ready. And well, I would like to show you some images. Here we are. Look at this. Previous to all of the work, we are going to see this image. So here we have some vocabulary exponents that can be very useful for you to talk about immigration. Okay, so could you help me reading the words? I don't know, Archimedes, could you help me read some of the words?
In any order?
Yeah, however, it's
Ah,
okay.
okay, I can see passport, illegal, travel, country, states, uh, European, people,
European, yes.
European, identification, case, government, group, permit, administration, official,
Okay.
system, immigrate, poor, border,
Okay.
naturalization.
All right,
Uh,
thank you. I'm sorry. Okay, thank you, Archimedes. Archimedes, who's next? Name anybody to continue.
maybe Juan?
All
Bravo.
right, thank you, Juan. Hello.
Tourism system, immigrate, poor, border administration, permit, justice, travel, legislation, concept, documents, visa, law, women, stamp, business, country, men, document, states, American, deportation, advocate, asylum, European, excuse me,
Identity.
USA,
All right.
people, case, identification, poverty, judicial city,
Thank you very much, Juan.
immigration.
Okay, thank you very much. So, anybody else who would like to remark any word, to stress a word that is new for you? Let's talk about the new words, all right? For example, maybe for you, it is not very common to see the word advocate or maybe asylum. What is it? Eh, yeah, do me a favor. Let's write in the chat all the words that you don't know so that we can work with them, okay? The new
Oh,
ones.
I have a question. Why alien?
Ah, that's a very nice word. It seems like we are talking about extraterrestrial, no? Like space, the outer space. But alien or alien, yes, Mira, that's it, is a person who is not living here. For example, if I go to Argentina, in Argentina, I am an alien. It's a person who comes
Okay,
from other,
not the alien that the people to live outside of the earth.
and that's it, not ET and not all of those.
Okay.
All right, anybody else?
Citizenship, who is?
Ah, that's a nice word. Citizenship is the condition that a person get when they have been living for a long time, long time in a country that is not natural, his
Okay.
homeland. For example, you can be an American citizen after, I guess, 5 or 10 years living in the USA, kind of like that. And
Okay.
can be a citizen. You can get the citizenship.
Okay, thank you, teacher.
My pleasure. Anybody else? Anything else?
Me, teacher.
All right.
Teacher, what is poverty?
Poverty. Poverty is the condition that a people have when they don't have money for buying the most
Okay.
necessary things.
Okay.
Yes, that's
Thanks.
poverty. All right, my pleasure. Anything else?
Me, Maggie,
Yes.
what is a domain?
Attorney. Ah,
Attorney?
an
Not domain.
attorney. Attorney. I am going to write it in the chat so that we can see the correct word. Attorney, okay? Attorney is a person who will help you with any legal situation. It's the same, it's a synonym of lawyer.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, anybody else? Hello?
Paperwork, please.
Paperwork is a document that is going to show that you have been contracted for for a company to work to work abroad. For example, let's suppose that you have been contracted for a Canadian company and they give you a paperwork so that you can work on getting your visa.
Okay, okay, thank you.
My pleasure. Anybody else? Kids, come on.
Me, teacher.
Yes, Leo.
The word is amendment.
Excellent. I was thinking about it. Amendment, this one, all right? Yes, amendment is an international treaty, an agreement that some countries do so that they can regulate immigration. For example, do you remember that when Donald Trump assumed the power of the United States, he said that he was going to do an amendment with Mexico to construct a wall, and Mexico had to pay for that wall. That amendment was not really taken into consideration, but Donald Trump tried to agree with Mexico to make that amendment. All right?
Thank you, teacher.
My pleasure. Anybody else? No? Okay, so kids, let's do something so nice. We are going to do some examples using the vocabulary on the screen. For example, we can say immigration is a social phenomena when people go out of their countries looking for another country's citizenship. Okay, well, that's my idea. I was using some of the words that we have in the on the screen, all right? Please, could you write them in the chat so that we can check spelling, grammar, okay? Ready, kids?
In the chat, Manny?
Yes, please. You know what? My intention is to give you feedback with writing. Okay, excellent. Mirel wrote, some people are considered illegal because they don't have documents that that give a permission for living in the country. Mirel, pretty good. You know what? Just a little correction. You can use, instead of documents, you can use paperwork because they don't have paper paperwork. A paperwork that gives a permission for living. When we use a preposition and later we use a verb, the verb should be in gerund. So here it is going to be for living. All right?
Thank you.
My pleasure. Okay, Archimedes wrote, if you don't want to be an immigrant in the USA, you must bring your visa and passport. Hey, that's great. You know what? In any way, we are immigrants, but we are legal immigrants. That could be the difference. Luis, the refugee is a person with any problems, for example, problems with their government or risk for their life. Okay, Luis, if you say you are talking about the person you are talking to. So I guess it is with their, okay?
Okay, teacher. Yes, teacher.
When immigration is when some people go out and don't have paperwork, Juan. Here we can use
Paperwork.
paperwork.
Okay, thank you.
Paperwork, okay. Patty, hello, Patty. How are you?
Um, Hi, teacher. Good evening.
Good evening, Patty. Guess what? We are talking about immigration, and we are using some of the
Yeah.
words on the screen to create some sentences. Could you help us writing sentences using the words on the screen?
Yeah. Well, for example, today I'm at the United States in Connecticut.
Excellent.
Uh, yeah. Uh, well, I have my passport and visa. My immigration to here is for visit like a tourist.
It's a tourism visa.
Yeah.
Great.
And I'm here for visiting my daughter with her husband.
Hey, that's
Uh,
wonderful. Your trip.
was fine. I was flying um, from Mexico City to New York City.
All right. Hey, that was
Uh,
great.
it's great. When I arrived my flight here, um, I I was in an interview for to have a permission
For
for be here, of course.
yeah, for having a permission.
Really, yeah. Thank you, teacher.
All right, Patty, thank you very much. Let's hope that your trip is going to be delicious. You should be delightful to be with your child.
Of course, I will be here until on Monday. Monday, I come back to Mexico one more.
Hey, that's it. It's gonna be a short trip.
Yeah, but well, it's fine. I'm really happy because, well, I'm with my daughter and she's great. She is working and I go with her to work sometimes.
Excellent. Pretty good, Papi. That's very nice. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so you know what? In the chat, there are more examples. So Ale wrote, immigration are those looking for a better job in other country. Okay, but well, I don't think it is immigration. It's um, immigrants.
Yeah.
Immigrants are those. Oh, look, Leo. To travel legally, it is necessary to carry a passport. Hey, that's great. Very good example. Thank you. You know what? I would like to show you something. This is going to be very interesting. I would like everybody to discuss about this situation. Well, though these images that I'm going to show you. Aha, here we are. Can you see? Here we can see some of the situations that some illegal immigrants have to face. For example, in some cases, of course, the search for a job. In some other cases, people is forced to be separated from their families.
Yes.
Some others risk their life, endanger their lives, and some others suffer from discrimination. So, what's your opinion? Leonardo, what's your opinion about the situations that immigrants have to face when they go to another country? Leonardo, or
So
uh,
I think I think that it's very sad because they are very affected in the situation that causes problems.
yes, that's it. As you said, it is really sad. Okay, Leo, thank you very much. Please tell me, who's your victim?
Juan Bravo.
Thank you.
Okay. In my case, I was an immigrant in Central America. I was working about 9 years, but I don't have problem because I had the visa and other documentation because I was working by Swiss Development Cooperation.
Okay.
The I don't have problems. My family was very happy. No problem. No problem. I was living in Nicaragua, Guatemala, El Salvador, and Honduras,
Oh my.
in the frontier with Mexico City. Okay.
Uh-huh. Hey, that's
But
it.
I saw many Ecuadorians are living in the frontier of Guatemala. They are stopping for go for across Mexico and go to the USA.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Yes, that's it. And how do you see those situations? Well, you have seen from the inner part, from the point of view of the immigrant. You have seen the people who spend that time and who suffer some situations. What's your opinion about it?
For example, in the third picture, I see the immigrant in the boat. Correct? Yeah, it's very dangerous because many people dead in the sea. Is, in my opinion, is very difficult for family because the family has the childrens in other situation. I think it's very difficult for the family.
That's it. So some families are separated.
Yes, I separate too. Yes.
That's
I think I made a divorce too.
yes, that's it.
Mhm.
All right, Juan. Thank you very much. Who's your victim?
My victim is Alejandro, please.
Thank you, Alejandra. Ale, hello.
Hello.
Hello, Ale. What's your opinion?
My my opinion is that because they have to leave their family and and many people don't have the recursos. ¿Cómo se dice recursos?
Sources. Sources.
Um, resources to get their documents, and they have to live with many dangers.
That's it. Thank you very much, Ale. Okay, so tell me, who's next? Ale, who's your victim?
Sorry.
It's
Is Archimedes.
okay.
Okay. For me, I think that it's very difficult that people to arrive to another country, like an illegal immigrant, because they to face to the people in this country in many uh, many times they don't speak the same language, and this is the first problem that they have to face in this country. Uh, the lack of the sources, like to say Ale, and is very sad and dangerous. Like to say Juan, the people are a lot of people dead in the sea.
That's
This is my opinion.
Archimedes. Thank you very much. Who's your victim? Archimedes, hello.
Sorry, maybe my victim will be Leonardo.
All right, thank you.
Sorry, I was participating.
Yeah, you did. So, Leo, name somebody else.
Miguel.
All right, thank you.
I think the people suffer a lot because they have to adapt to a new life and another language and sometimes to discrimination.
That's it. All right, thank you very much, Mirel. Okay, Mirel, who's your victim?
Who's missing?
Patty.
Patty.
All right.
Okay, thank you.
I'm here, teacher. I well, yesterday, for example, I went to Manhattan and I saw many people, Latins people, who was working. Everybody is working for be for to have a better life. My daughter, for example, is looking for a green card. She was married with an American citizen, but there are many challenge. I don't know if it's good. Uh, the new politicians rules,
Policies.
yeah, are more difficult. Uh, in years in the past, many people get married only for have a green card, and they can get it, but not now. And in this time, the rules for to get a green card are really really difficult.
So strict.
Yeah, and she, for example, my daughter is working, but uh, there are new laws that Donald Trump, for example, uh, is changing the rules for to get a green card. For example, yesterday in a news say that if I want a visa, I need to pay an insurance. This is new, an international insurance.
Oh my. I didn't know
Yeah.
about that.
Yesterday on, I was reading in the news, and this, and I say, okay, um, maybe we need sometimes, uh, but it is really expensive. But it has money for paying insurance.
Uh-huh.
In these news, politicians are really hard.
Yes, I think so. As you said, to pay for an insurance is not 5 pesos, of course, and even it's not in pesos.
Ah,
Yeah,
for the American citizens, it is expensive too, but they win. Uh, they can have money for to pay.
for paying.
Uh, Here we don't have something like IMSS, for example, in Mexico, IMSS or Hospital General can help us, but here no. Everything is private.
Private, yes.
Yeah, and it is a difference. And I thinking, okay, Donald Trump maybe is doing this for, and there are really many people here.
Okay. Patty, thank you very much. Uh, Kids, is anybody missing or has everybody participated?
Me, teacher. Here I am.
Okay, please.
Yes, I think that immigrants are very brave people, and very brave. They have several problems. For example, they are indiscriminate, and another problem is that they have no work for any days, and they have my respect, teacher.
Yeah, you're right. I totally agree with you. It is not easy to decide to leave everything behind you and go to another country to travel abroad to look for a future that we know, of course, that is not going to be easy. All right, thank you very much. Look at this. Here we have a series of questions. First of all, the first question is, when is immigration helpful to a country and when is it harmful? Please, why don't you write the answer for these questions, the first two questions, in the chat, on the chat, all right? So that we can work with grammar and something about spelling. Yes, please.
Yes.
You. Okay, pretty good. Here Mirel wrote, to me, it is helpful when some countries need young people. This is because the native persons don't have babies and the population decreases. Hey, Mirel, that's pretty good. You just needed to write, to me, it is helpful. Everything is okay. Just that correction. All right. And yes, you're right. Very good comment, Leo. It is helpful when there are opportunities in the host country, but it is bad when they are persecuted. Hey, Leo. Yes, excellent. Very good comment. When they are suffering for any persecution, or they can be endangered by any criminal groups. Okay, kids, more examples, more answers to this question. Okay, Archimedes wrote, the immigration Archimedes, here we are not going to use the because you are talking about immigration in general. When we talk in general about any noun, we are not going to use the th. All right.
Okay.
Immigration is helpful when it helps the growth of a community's economy, but it is harmful when it becomes a when it becomes into criminal groups. Yes, you know what? About grammar is okay, but here the idea, communication is a little complicated because I don't know if you are talking about that who becomes criminal, immigration or the people who migrate. Here I would write it is harmful when immigrants become criminals. Okay, so Alejandra, to me, it is safe when we have documents and work permits. Okay, Luis, immigration, here we are not going to use THE again. Immigration is helpful when the work opportunities uh, when there are many work opportunities.
Okay.
Native people is, Luis, here you are talking about that people is not many people.
Yes, it's when the people no es suficiente.
When the people is not enough.
It's enough. Mhm.
Yeah, if you talk about the people is short, it means that they didn't grow up very much. They are not tall. Yeah, so there are a few people, or when there is not a lot of people. All right.
All right.
Okay, thank you. Juan, immigration is helpful when good people contribute to grow the economy of the country. Hey, that was a very good example and a very good answer. Thank you. Archimedes, immigration is helpful when it helps the growth of a country's economy, but it is harmful when immigrants become criminals. That's it. Here you are talking about plural immigrants. So the verb shouldn't be used as if it would be a third person. Okay, so when immigrants become criminals. You know what? I have a question. The second question that we are going to answer is this one. Do you think that your country needs more or less immigrants? Okay, Leonardo wrote, no more immigration is necessary because there are not enough opportunities for us. It is more difficult for immigrants. Okay, excellent. Mirel, less immigrants. Yes, that's it. Mirel, let's give a reason. Why? Why less immigrants? Okay. Mirel, here the correct could be, I think the same as Leo. Okay. Or you could also say, I agree with Leo. My pleasure, Mirel. Thanks to you. Okay, Luis wrote, I think that my country is very poor in some cities and a few opportunities for Mexican citizens. Okay, so guess what, Luis? We need the verb. I think that in my country, no, it's okay, that my country is very poor in some cities and there are a few opportunities for Mexican citizens. There
Okay,
are
teacher.
few, all right?
All right, teacher. Thank you.
Excellent, thank you. Juan, Ecuador doesn't.
Don, así es, excuse me.
Ajá. No, it's okay. Doesn't need more immigrants from Venezuela because my country needs money to support them. Hey, that's it. Support. I am going to correct the word support. Okay?
Yes. Support. Excuse me.
No,
Yes.
okay. It's okay. Thank you. All right. So, a question. What are some nationalities? No, so what nationalities are some immigrants who come to Mexico or to your country? Juan, you are in Ecuador, are you?
Venezuela.
Venezuela.
Venezuela, Cuba, in Colombia too.
Okay. So, Juan, are you in Ecuador?
Yes.
Okay. So, you know what? I think that some of the countries that have suffered more poverty in America, in South America, are maybe El Salvador, Venezuela. So they are trying to go anywhere.
Uh, many people are going to Ecuador, coming in Ecuador because the money is the dollar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. For example, in Venezuela, a worker give $1 the salary, the basic salary. In Ecuador, by day is $15 or
My
15
goodness.
or 20.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lottery for them.
It's an enormous the difference.
Yeah, it's a number. Yes, yes. In my case, I have a Venezuelan worker to harvest the coffee.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, each week, I I give $100 by week, for example.
Wow.
Yes. Uh, 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 the worker save $50 in Ecuador and send $50 for the family in Venezuela.
Mm-hmm. That's it. And it's a lot of money. Well, for
Yes,
them, it's much.
yes, the worker is very happy in my country.
Oh, poor
Yes,
people. You know
yes,
what? I feel very concerned about that people because they don't have opportunities, and when they get a good job, when they find
yeah,
something that is beneficial, that it's convenient for them, they can see the world in a different way. And sometimes we who are blessed with, okay, we have words, we have problems, but we are blessed with a nice place to live. Sometimes we don't value that, but anyway, that's great.
yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, guess what? Here, Archimedes wrote, I think it depends on the people in the resident country because immigrants work in places where others do not. Hey, that's great, Archimedes. Pretty good. Ale, to me, it's employment. To me, employment is scarce in the country. I think it is not necessary. Okay, Alex. Luis de la Peña. Let's go to Ecuador, guys. Yeah, let's go.
No problem. Welcome to Ecuador. for
Excellent.
everybody.
Here we go. That's it. Mirel, I live in
But
Cancun.
but right now in Quito is very dangerous.
Yes, yes, yes. It's true. It's true.
You know what? I think that I thought I had the idea that Mexico was a place where people were suffering violence, that Mexico was a dangerous place to be. But I think that it is a situation that happens all around the world. It is very sad that Mexico is not the only one place. Ecuador is not the only one. So I think it is general. It is so sad. Okay, so Mirel wrote, I live in Cancun, so we have immigrants from all the world, but mainly people come from Cuba, Spain, Germany, China, El Salvador, and the United States. Aha, yes, that's it. But Mirel, Cancun is Cancun. That's paradise. Okay, Leo, there are several nationalities of immigrants. However, it is difficult to have figures that countries arrive exactly. In my city, there are many of them, but I don't really know where they come from. Ah, that's it. You know what? This phrase, it is difficult to figure out. Aha, to figure out what countries are they from. I would change Leo from that part. It is difficult to figure out what countries are they from. Okay, figure out. That's it. Kids, you know what? I think that we could be talking for a long time about this beautiful topic, but guess what? Unfortunately, time is over. I wrote, I think that touristic places have many people from several countries. Luis, immigrants that are in my country come from Guatemala and Salvador. They are just passing through. They go to the USA. Yes, that's
Yes.
it. Thank you very much for your participation. That's wonderful. So meet you next class and have a very good night. Thank you, everyone.
Thank
Very good
you,
night,
Maggie.
good teacher.
Thank
Thank you.
you. Good
Thank you, teacher.
night.
Bye. Bye, teacher.
See you next week,
Yeah, meet
everyone.
you next week. Good night.
Good night.
Bye,
Bye,
teacher.
teacher. Thank you. Bye.
Thanks
Good
to
night,
you.
everyone.
Good night.